Mahalo! How's it going, Chris? You're back in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm living it up, man. Living the dream. Not really, actually. I've been busy.
Living it up, man. Yeah, episode 23, Lock Up Podcast, Austrian Grand Prix. It's race week. I almost said it's waste week.
It's Raw Creek, Raw Seek.
Oh, man, this guy with the friggin' jokes, dude.
Yo, so I mean, I'm I'm excited, dude. We got another. This is another double header, right? Back to back weekends. So
Dude, yeah, in the whole month of
it's
July, we have 4 races. It's awesome.
oh god, I love July. 4th of July just happened. We celebrated independence from the Brits, and it's great because it happened right after the Silverstone race.
Please
So
celebrate. Bro. Oh, dude. Was that the line you were talking about before the episode started?
no, I got
Oh
a really
my
spicy.
god.
I got a spicy prediction coming
Well,
down
yeah,
the
no.
pipeline.
You're
But
not
this is
wrong.
predictions episode, so it's perfect.
Yeah, this is the Austrian Grand Prix predictions episode, which it is perfect. And honestly, after the just completely dramatic and wild freaking results we had last weekend with, 60 NFs, Carlos Sainz getting his maiden victory, Lewis Hamilton snagging a podium after all else fails, uh, Joe hitting a board slide for half the freaking track into the wall. Like
That was crazy. Yeah,
it was pretty intense. So honestly, I don't expect anything less at the
Leclerc,
Austrian Grand Prix,
Leclerc overtaken on the outside at Cops.
dude.
Amazing.
I mean, him and
It
him and
was
Hamilton just went through there pretty cleanly, eh?
yeah. I I was kind of talking to my fiance about this earlier, where
Hey,
yeah. I'm also now engaged. Everyone, ladies
yeah,
and
Chris
gentlemen.
just got engaged, so big congrats to him and his beautiful fiance Olivia. So shouts out to the duo.
Yes, dynamic duo. But we were talking. She said she's on her villain era right now, and I asked her like what made her villain era start, and she said it was when this person at our apartment complex passed her in the apartment complex going up the hill, and keep in mind it's a parking lot, and passed her up there to steal the front row spot that she was about to park in. So that was the
Oh
start
yeah,
of her
that'll
villain
do it.
era. And then she said, I can't believe Max isn't in his villain era. And I said, well, Max Verstappen was in his villain era last year, and you could tell because how him and Hamilton were always colliding. But now that he's the champion, it seems like he's chilled and he's just cruising for victories these days.
Last year reminded me, dude, you're totally right, and it's so funny because last year reminded me of, how in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, it like Anakin goes all bad and shit. Like that's what Max Verstappen. It's like Anakin in his villain arc becoming Darth Vader. That's was Max Verstappen last year. And now he's totally chilled out, and it's like, maybe the first episode or second episode of Star Wars. That like now he's chill. But like that, I
He's
mean,
reversed it.
I also
With
think
I
Max
mean,
Verstappen was born in the villain era.
yeah, with a dad like Joe's, I mean, how could you not?
Holy hell. I mean, it's the only guy douchier than Horner, and that's why I think it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, no, interesting. You can have two totally different parenting styles. One where you treat your kid like an asshole and he becomes world champ, or you could just give your kid all the attention like Lewis's dad and world champion.
Yeah, world champ,
Which one's more effective? I guess it doesn't matter.
I guess
But
it's not a one size fits all approach.
that being said, pushing your kid beyond their limits, it always helps them become better. Usually,
Most of the time, yes.
maybe
Sometimes you could push too
maybe
hard and
not.
it could backfire, but I don't think Max is a push too hard kind of guy. It also depends on the kid. And, luckily at age 17 or 18, when he debuted in F1, the dude had balls. Like, Max
Dude
Verstappen, the
has
whole
balls.
Verstappen family has got some freaking wheelbarrow nuts, and they can drive.
It's it's like the Furies. You got the Tyson Fury. His dad's built like a fucking shit brick house as well.
Dude. Yeah. Holy hell. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. you have a family born and bred for boxing, and now you have a family born and bred to go fast in a freaking race car. Like
Yep,
they're
yep.
they're the Dutch
And go
Ricky
fast they
Bobbies.
do. The Dutch Ricky Bobby shake. Hey, Checo, there's nothing wrong with silver.
Hey, Checo, there's nothing wrong with silver. Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
You
Signs
know,
is like,
you know,
if you're not
I
first, you're
was,
last.
Christian, I was thinking Max could slingshot me for a change. Oh yeah, no. Well, if we slingshot you, how's Max gonna win? Bro, that's exactly
I'm gonna
how
be
that
so
driving
funny.
pair is over there right now.
That's what Ferrari wishes they could do, but Carlos Sainz just goes off the grid, bro. He's off the rails, man, doing his own shit.
Hey, Carlos went rogue, and I was here for it. I liked it.
Okay, we talked about this a little bit earlier today, but like, I'm starting to get Carlos Sainz not the best teammate kind of vibes this year.
Ah, dude, there's so much pressure though.
I'm okay. I'm saying this, but also like I'm actually really happy that Carlos is making his own calls and being his own driver and getting his first race win and shit. Like super dope, but also like, I mean, I guess Ferrari also is letting it slide. Like they're not really strict on enforcing their team decisions and their strategies. But like both two races that Carlos Sainz did not follow the team orders, it cost Leclerc his race.
I mean, yeah, I see your argument because it's like you're right. On a personal level, I'm stoked for Carlos. He put his foot down. He shows that he can win races and he's capable of winning races and he's in a champion car and yeah, for Ferrari for whatever reason sometimes just has their goals fucking bass backwards and like is in a literally in a championship hunt and like they almost want to like pump the brakes for whatever reason. That's what it feels like. Maybe that's not what they're doing, but that's what it feels like. But I can see your argument from like, was his decision best for the team? No, but I mean, to keep it real with you, Leclerc didn't help getting front wing damage off rip. You know, it's like Carlos was set up. Granted, if we got through the first freaking start cleanly, Carlos was it wasn't going to be his race. Leclerc was going to pass Carlos. It was going to be Max and Leclerc fighting for the finish.
Well, you said Leclerc had the front wing damage, but he still had more pace than him, even with the broken front
Yeah, yeah, I know. Shut up, man. I know. I just wanted Carlos
wing.
to win.
No, I know. I wanted Carlos to win as well, and so I'm happy that he got his first race win. And I mean, honestly, hopefully, we see him win another race this year. Like I'm here for it. Carlos is like you
As
were
long
saying.
as it's a Ferrari 1-2 and he's winning.
He's into form now. Like he was fighting for first place the last like three races or maybe two. I don't know. Like Monaco
Monaco and
and after
Canada, he
that
was really fighting.
Canada. He was right there fighting for it, and then now he got a race win. So see, like, and then I guess that being said, like Carlos getting that win, he's only 11 points behind Leclerc right now in the championship in the driver
It's
standings. So
very similar. Now, obviously, the teams are handling it two different ways, but it's very similar of what Red Bull's going through right now. Because remember when Checo had that win, and I think Max DNF'd. I mean, but Checo was very much still in the championship race. Like he's very
yeah,
much what at most he was 15 points down or something, or at the very
he
least
was
15 points.
close, dude.
He was
Yeah,
within 20,
now
so it's like it's the same problem.
now it's a little bit less close looking.
Yeah,
Or
definitely has a
Verstappen's
gap.
almost like 40. Yeah, Verstappen's almost 40 points ahead of Perez, who's second place, and he's damn near 50 points ahead of Charles Leclerc. So it's like shit. Like
Dude, second
okay,
from fifth gets so tight.
it does. Yeah, it really does. It gets really tight. And so here's the things. Like Carlos doing that, it got him closer to Leclerc. Now there's not like now you can't make the argument, oh yeah, Leclerc is your number one in the drivers because like Sainz is right there behind him. So I guess that helps him out in the long run, but it's not helping out Ferrari in the long run because Leclerc had the chance to close in like 16 points of the gap, or maybe more than that on Verstappen, and now he only closed in 6 points in the last race.
I mean, yeah, that's
And so,
true. I guess Sainz is in fourth, and it only makes sense if Leclerc was the one to move up to one, split the Red Bulls, so it's now a Red Bull Ferrari type deal, and then
yeah,
he's gaining
yeah.
on Max in the same sense. So I do feel that. I get that.
And I mean, and the other thing is like it's not only is it hurting Leclerc's championship, it's also hurting Ferrari because Mercedes is right behind them in the constructors, dude.
Yeah, Mercedes. Now the win did help Ferrari a little bit for Mercedes, but it didn't. It basically almost means nothing to Red Bull. Red Bull's more than 100 points already above Mercedes in third, and to they're almost 100. They're almost 100 points above Ferrari in second. So it's like it kind of. I mean, what? Let's see. What 40 points or 50 points? Take up the lead from Mercedes to Ferrari. I think it's 40 points. Yeah, 40 points from Mercedes to Ferrari. Like it
Yeah,
that's one race. If Mercedes, finishes well, and for whatever reason, which we both know it's possible, if something goes
Ferrari
wrong
DNF.
and the pit and the freaking pit crew or someone gets out of the points and then we have like one DNF or something, Mercedes is on your ass. Like they are
Yeah,
literally
they're
on
right
your
there.
ass because they're gonna finish the race top five. They have the pace now, and their car's been reliable from the jump.
Yeah, they have the most reliable car, and now maybe they have a top three. Like I think that we're gonna see by the end of the season, at the very least, at the end of the season, you're gonna see Mercedes fighting for wins as well.
Oh no, on any given day, they're gonna be that team to whatever happens in the race. Almost anything outside of their control that happens in the race will benefit them because as long as
Yeah,
they have that pack close, they'll be in the race regardless.
but I'm saying I think that their car is going to be get to the point where it's not just okay, something happened to Ferrari, something happened to Red Bull. They're going to be there
They're gonna be
regardless.
there.
Like they're
Yeah,
going to
I mean,
on
we could
pace and
see it.
everything.
We could see it.
Because
And we this weekend actually might be a good tell of it because it's a very short track and distance, and this track kind of shows everything. I think this track will highlight some cars that are doing it right this weekend, but it's going to expose the cars that do not have it right. I think McLaren's gonna have. I think Lando included. I think McLaren's gonna have a very bad weekend on this track. I think
mm,
Aston Martin's going to have just as worse of a weekend on this track. Williams would only benefit on the straights on this track, but there's just enough curves, so they'll kind of like fall down the order. Alpine, they're just going to be mid. They're friggin' mid everywhere.
they're
Um,
mid, they're Alpine.
but I mean, yeah. But no, Ferrari and Red Bull should absolutely shine on this track. Mercedes should do well. I mean, I I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Mercedes on at least the second row this weekend. But
Mm.
this track is going to either make a car look amazing or just expose cars this weekend. That's my opinion.
Oh, I can see that. I think I feel you there. Like McLaren looked really good in Silverstone. So that car is so weird to me. Like I can't tell. I knew they were going to do good in Monaco, but I didn't know they would do so well in Silverstone. Really,
I
but
mean, they did
they
they
I mean
did fairly
Lando.
well. Lando did fine. It's just literally like I don't know what more they can get out of the car. Yes, Daniel still needs some work, man. It's like I don't care where he finishes. I really don't even care where he finishes in the standings. The gap to Lando just has to be closer. That's really it.
Yeah,
Like he could
yeah,
finish freaking P14 every weekend. I don't care as long as the gap to Lando is within tenths and not like full ass seconds. That would like actually make my day
yeah, yeah.
because they
Yeah,
can only
man,
get so much out of that car. As long as your gap is close to Lando and what he's getting out of it, that's all I can ask because it's not like Lando can press the gas pedal any further than what it goes, and that car's just slow.
yeah, yeah. I hear you there. Definitely McLaren. They got to step up. Uh, I think Aston Martin. they've been showing a little bit of improvement, and by they I mean Sebastian Vettel. Uh,
Yeah, I was about to
like
say, whoa, one guy.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's good to see Vettel though doing well, doing decent. Alonso's been doing great lately. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think we're in for an exciting weekend, and you got the home field advantage for the Red Bulls. But I guess one last thing I want to say though, as much as I was saying, like, yeah, maybe Carlos cost Ferrari a lot. Ferrari cost themselves more in the race.
Yeah.
They had terrible pit strategies. Like they let the drivers. They didn't let them fight, but they didn't let them pass either, which was kind of weird for a while.
They were literally
And
almost undecisive. Like, they were so indecisive about every single thing they did in the weekend. They didn't make a call with,
confidence.
yeah, no. They didn't at all. It felt like, okay, you can fight, or yeah, we should probably let him pass. What the fuck does that mean? Like what?
Are you
Ma-
going to or not?
Make the call. Like, it's,
And
dude.
like I get what they're saying, like, oh, we don't want to give up track position because blah blah, it's so important or whatever. But like, I don't know, man. Like, they could have just pitted both the guys, and then like, even if they pit Leclerc, then Carlos is in first, so they still have track position. They have one Ferrari in first, and then they have Leclerc who has more pace, fighting, and like right behind them because it's a freaking safety car. So Ferrari screwed it up. They should have had a 1-2, but like it's not Carlos's fault they didn't. It's Ferrari's fault they didn't. But
No,
Carlos got the win,
yeah.
so
It's not, and that's another thing too. I wanted to say, and it's not like it's not Carlos's not race, bro. Everybody on that grid is racing for the win, so of course Carlos is gonna want to like make a call like that and stay out there. But it is also like, yes, Leclerc, he had the pace advantage, but for him to be passed and for him to everything like that, I understand. I do understand that there is some sacrifice being the number two driver, but he would have
Mhm.
had to slow down drastically on those laps to regain track position. While Lewis Hamilton is also busting out fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap behind Leclerc. So it's like,
it was a shitty idea for them to say, yeah, Carlos, why don't you just slow down and defend against Lewis and
yeah,
Checo?
like
Like
it's
what?
weird. It's weird. It's
No,
weird.
that's hard. If you had Sergio Perez on your team, then you could fucking pull it off because he's the king of defense. But like Carlos having to battle off a 7-time world champion and Checo in the freaking rocket ship, like I don't know, man. It didn't sound like a recipe for success.
No, it didn't, because and that's what it almost upset me more, because it was like they weren't even sure of the decisions they were making on the fly. Like Carlos
They never
was
are.
on the radio. Well, yeah, I mean, rare, right? Freaking Ferrari not knowing what the hell to do. Like I totally get that, but you hear on the radio, he's asking. He's like, "Okay, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to let him pass? Am I racing? Well, no, I think I should race." And it's like, bro, you are going 200 miles an hour. Why the hell are we having this conversation right now?
Why are
Let
you
the man
deciding?
drive. Like, bro, like
Yeah.
I I it, I almost want them to have confidence. I don't give a damn what they decide to do. Just do it with confidence. Now, if you do something
Say with your
stupid,
chest.
yeah, honestly, say it with your chest. Now, if it's just objectively dumb, then yeah, I'm gonna roast you. But like, it's I don't know, man. It's just weird.
I
The
think
way they even said fight was weird.
I think that Ferrari needs to they need to be strict on how they call shit, and they need to let their team principal make the decisions to see if he's actually cut out to be team principal or not. Because I'm starting to doubt him.
Dang, you're starting to doubt Benito? Benito?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people have doubted him. I gave him benefit of the doubt for a while, but like, I mean, they did to Seb, and now they're kind of doing it to Leclerc a little bit. So I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see
you
what
saw
happens.
that meme with them finger wagging to Leclerc. He goes, "Listen, we destroyed the four-time world championship career. We can do it to
Who are
you
you?
too." Yeah.
I saw this one. I think I sent it also. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah. I don't know. It was this. Okay, I can't find it, but I remember what it was. It was like Ferrari ruined Alonso, Ferrari ruined Vettel, Ferrari ruined I don't know some other driver, and now it's like Ferrari's ruining Leclerc. Damn it, Ferrari ruined Ferrari or something. It
Oh
was
my
funny.
goodness. I mean, Ferrari ruins Ferrari every other weekend, man. Like
Yeah,
that already happens. They
I get it.
literally they set themselves up for success, which is crazy because literally mid last season we were like, damn, Ferrari stopped development on this car. They're putting all their eggs in one basket next year. I think Ferrari's going to be the team to beat. Literally come out exactly that, this, that, and the other. We have a championship car. They got it right. Everybody's Google eyed over the Ferrari. Now what?
It was theirs to
We're
lose.
doing we're freaking backpedaling and doing the same shit we did last year. Freaking oh yeah, we've exceeded expectations for this year, so we're gonna develop for next year and really set our eyes on the prize for next year. That was supposed to be fucking this year. Like
It's just-
I don't understand that not even one bit. We've ranted about it before, but dude, what the hell? You can't get a better car than Ferraris right now, besides Red Bulls.
yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think we talked about that enough, but let's talk a little bit about this upcoming weekend. What do
Yeah,
you think's
man.
going down? You kind of spoke a little bit about. You think some teams are getting exposed. You think McLaren's getting
I
exposed.
think
Uh,
McLaren is getting exposed even more than they already have. Aston Martin's following suit as well. Williams will only be good on the straights, but since there's only two really, there's two main straights, but there's a nice little like curvy straight there at the top. But there's just as much corners, and they don't have any corner speed. And with all the passing being made on the straights, all Williams is going to do this weekend is defend. They're going to defend as long as they can with the people behind them, if they qualify with people behind them, and they're
if
yeah, I know, big if,
hey, I
and
will say Latifi went off last weekend though, so I gotta give him credit
there
again
was
because not often you can
so
say that.
okay. I will say this: Latifi's Sunday performance was world class, and that made me believe that he was an F1 driver. Saturday was
He
fluky. I'm
qualified
gonna
P10,
die on
right?
that hill.
I don't know. He had a great weekend, so we'll see. Maybe Latifi is, maybe the goat Tifi is unlocked, bro.
I mean, I would, Chris, I would love to see nothing more than Goat Tiffy shining and being successful. But that man has already lost his F1 seat, and it's a shame to see.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So, what do you think? How do you think Haas does this weekend? Because Mick just got points last weekend.
Yeah, and I know we had a nice little Discord chat earlier, but do I want to see a little bit more legitimate points scored for Mick? Yes. Are they points regardless? Absolutely. I'm not taking that away from him at all. He scored his
I will
first
say
F1 points. He is a Formula One driver.
he got eighth place, not 10th. If he got 10th place, then it would have been like, yeah, the DNFs really helped you there, bud. But he got eighth. You know.
You're right. Excuse me. I'm sorry. You're right. He did get eighth with potential of getting seventh. So I totally understand that. He had a great race. He seized the opportunity that was presented to him, and he made it work. But I understand there's a big but here. I think Haas will do decently well with the car they have at this track. The problem is it can't just be for one day of the weekend. They have to show
Yeah,
consistency across all 3
they
days
need
of the weekend.
pace. They need pace. They do decent in qualifying every once in a
They're
while, you know.
literally
But
Ferrari Junior down to the T, bro.
yeah, honestly, they can't develop their car.
Can't develop their car. They set themselves up for points. They find some way to screw it up. They
Oh,
they are the epitome of a Ferrari sister team. Like,
the only thing Alfa Romeo has similar to Ferrari is that their car is unreliable.
yeah, that's it, dude. I don't. You know what?
Haas is more Ferrari.
Yo, speaking of that, you just brought up a great point that for whatever reason we just decide to overshadow. Can Alfa? How many weekends has it been? Has Alfa Romeo have like had an accident-free or mistake-free weekend?
I bet you could count them on one hand.
Yeah, like, but less than two. Like, bro, I feel like they always have something going on each race weekend. If it,
You know they do.
I think they have more single car finishes this year than both of them seeing the finish line.
I believe that.
Like,
I believe that.
what?
Did Valtteri even finish last weekend? I don't think he
No,
did.
no, he just retired the
Yeah,
car. Both Alfa Romeos retired, which obviously once again shout out to the Halo, shout out to all the safety features of these F1 cars now because couple
dude.
5, 6, 7 years ago, Joe ain't gonna be
Yeah,
here no more.
that.
So like,
But honestly, like we talked about a little bit. Joe Gonyu is having probably the worst luck ever for a rookie season. The
bro,
worst luck ever, dude. Like that crash, there was nothing he could have done to prevent that.
no,
Like that was
hell
just
no, he wasn't even looking
that
at
was
it.
just that was just a freak accident.
Dude, that man's got a freaking storm cloud over his head his entire rookie season for like no reason at all. It hurts so bad to see.
But you also see like I guess even though there's like the storm, you still see like a glimpse of like a little bit of sunny days ahead.
Yeah, because that car kicks ass when it's working, but for whatever reason, Joe has a good weekend. Bottas DNFs with some sort of mechanical issue. Bottas has a good
Joe has a
weekend.
bad weekend.
Something unfortunate. Joe either gets friggin' spun out, he DNFs because of mechanical issue, or he, in the rare case, accidentally wrecks because he's a rookie, but he hasn't even really had the opportunity to wreck because it's been some other shit that's happened.
The car just wrecks itself, man.
Like I feel for the guy so much because it's his rookie season. When he's finished races and everything's went well, he's put in results, bro. He has really good races. He's a solid
He's
driver.
out qualified Bottas a lot this year, and that's like his signature move is that Valtteri's a really good qualifier.
Yeah, and then Valtteri's the guy that, for whatever reason, like we see with Ferrari, just as a team, they've got all the sauce and all the juice on Saturday, and then it's like they wake up on Sunday and don't pee excellence, and
Yeah,
like
I don't really feel like it.
yeah, they're just so lackadaisical, showing up to the track an hour before you got to be suited up, signing autographs on the way to the paddock because you're not even locked in, bro. You're not even locked
Yeah,
in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
you're
bantering
not
now,
even
but like,
locked up, baby. Locked up podcast. Shout out
oh,
to.
shameless plug, baby. That's how you push it in 2022.
But all right, I think now we should do a little bit of the predictions. And I
Yeah,
said I have a little bit of a spicy take here.
I'm
Are
gonna
you
let
ready
you lead
for it?
it off then. Let's go.
All right. It's the Red Bull ring. I think we're going to see a 1-2 this weekend. It's going to be Mercedes 1-2.
Oh.
Yep. It's a Mercedes 1-2, dude. Who's
So
one and
where
who's
did
two?
wait, whoa, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Oh, for the record, because you just said the spicy take, if George Russell stayed in the race last weekend, he was finishing P2. I don't give a shit. I don't care. He had the jump on Perez. He had yep, he was finishing P2. I I see that.
I, I think at this point now that they've developed the car enough, I think Lewis Hamilton has more pace than George Russell. So
It's
I think
not
we're
it's
seeing
not
a
a
Lewis
complete
Hamilton.
I would say
We're
that's a
seeing a Lewis
lukewarm
Hamilton
take. I like
P1.
it.
I mean, it's not spicy. I'm not saying it's spicy. I'm just saying like I think we're gonna see Lewis Hamilton P1, George Russell P2, and Ferrari strategies are gonna screw them over. And I don't know. Let's just say Red Bull has another mechanical problems this weekend, but I don't think so. I think they'll do great too. I can see it being Mercedes 1-2, and then Verstappen right there, and then the Ferraris are just getting left in the dust.
I could see it. Okay. To go with yours, I have my own, but to go with yours, I can see the Mercedes 1-2. I see Verstappen P3, very close. But here's the thing, though. If Verstappen's P3, I think 100% George Russell's getting P1 and Lewis is getting P2 because Max and Lewis will be racing the whole time, giving Russell that cushion to go just get clean air. I think
I like that.
that's what's gonna
I
happen.
like that.
But in
Okay.
your
Well,
scenario,
what's your prediction?
mine,
Yeah, what's your prediction?
I was gonna go with the Max Verstappen win. I think just everything that happened
Safe
to him
choice.
yeah, it's I'm going with the safe choice this weekend because it's a Red Bull ring. Max Verstappen came off just a weird race last week. He had a piece of freaking Pierre Gasly's like car stuck in his floor. That's what it was apparently. He
Yeah,
finished the whole race with a whole piece of his car there. It was awesome.
it was not small. It was a big ass piece
Yeah,
too.
no, it was a bit, it was a sizable chunk of a freaking F1 car. But I think Max Verstappen wins. I actually like your Mercedes prediction, and I think I will go with it's going to be a classic 2021 race finish. It's going to be Max first, Lewis second. I
Hmm.
think George is going to get P4, but I think P3 could go to either of the Ferraris. It's hard to pick. I know a
Okay.
Ferrari is going to
Yeah,
be
it's hard to pick at this
P3.
point.
Like at this point,
It's hard to.
like you said, with Carlos coming into form and Leclerc, they're basically kind of leveling out right now. And it's
So
like,
I think what's really holding Leclerc back right now is that he doesn't he okay he's not making his own calls because he's just used to trusting whatever Ferrari says.
that's true.
But as we've
Yeah.
said, Ferrari doesn't know what to do. They don't know what they want to do, and it doesn't matter what they say because the driver says one thing and they change it up. They don't have any confidence in their strategies. So I think this could also be Carlos Sainz's experience showing that he knows what calls to make. He's been on teams that can actually make a good call, and so he kind of knows what to do. Leclerc doesn't. He's been with Ferrari. He's the younger of the two. Like he
Yeah,
needs to get that experience and he needs to take his fate into his own hands more so than just trusting Ferrari.
he's also known safely since 2019 that he will always be priority at Ferrari. So it's like really his mind is just drive, 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 and they're going to give me the best option that is going to be available to me. And now that they don't know what the hell to do and they're running around like a chicken with its head cut off, it's like, bro. Now he has to drive and kind of wait. He goes, well, what do I do now? Like, what's the pit window? What's this? Are we going with Plan A or Plan freaking Y? Because they can go all the way down to Plan Y because they have no fucking idea what they're doing. Like, it's it's so weird the atmosphere and the team dynamic right now in Ferrari because it's like I know its ups and downs with Seb there, but like last year it was very clearly like Leclerc's number one driver. Carlos did a great job supporting Ferrari and getting them to that P3 constructors and all that stuff. Did wonderful job. Like loved that. But like this year's weird because now you have a proven race winner with Carlos Sainz. He's matching the pace of Leclerc now. You're now in even machinery. Both of your drivers are leveling out, and you're also fighting for both constructors championship, kinda, because unless you don't tighten up that gap soon, they're gonna run away with it for sure.
Their fingers.
Like no, literally slipping through their fingers as we speak. So like they really need to have a good weekend this weekend. I just think Red Bull's just going to be way too comfortable this weekend. So I got Max at first, Lewis at second, one of the Ferraris at third. I'm going to go with a safe option and pick Leclerc. I think they just favor him this weekend after what happened last weekend. And
Yeah,
Carlos and Checo and George will be somewhere in between the fifth, sixth, seventh, fourth, fifth, sixth,
yeah,
something like that.
I love this. I love that Mercedes is back in there. I wanted to see four way at the start of the season with McLaren, Ferrari,
Yeah,
Mercedes, and Red
McLaren's
Bull.
out of the picture now.
It didn't happen, but if Mercedes can get in there and make it a three way, like oh, love that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not too late. They have some ground to cover for sure, but making it a three-way battle slows everyone down. So if
I
that's a
will
way to
say
pick up a gap, you can do it then.
if Mercedes comes to the party late, I guess I don't know. It's still too early to say that they can't get up there to win a championship. Like Max is definitely coasting ahead pretty easily, but like I don't know. I think people can they if they can start chipping away at that, then
Some
yeah, like you said,
extraordinary things need to line up and happen. If all Mercedes has to just keep in mind and keep doing what they're doing like they are right now is just remain consistent. That's it.
yep,
I think the biggest thing you could do from here until the end of the season is not have a
small
single DNF.
improvements,
If you
small
just
improvements.
literally like improve the pit strategies, you know, make better tire decisions, So far, your drivers have made really good. Even in qualifying, when George decided to go to the softs in Canada, and it was a risky play, it didn't end up working out. But if it worked out, it would have been a freaking goated play. So I liked
It
it.
would.
Like it
Yeah.
would have been goaded if he made that work. So it's like
Yeah.
it's keep doing what you're doing and keep your head down and focus on you and just take the opportunities as they come because unless y'all started a little bit more even, I would say keep pushing it, take a risk, go pedal to the metal. But right now, just keep chipping away. As long as you're chipping away, I think only good things will come.
Yeah, I back that one. And I know earlier you said you think Carlos Sainz. I think Leclerc definitely has more pace than him still. I think
You're
it's kind
right.
of I still think it's the same situation where it's Max is the number one, Checo's the number two, as far as their abilities go. I just think that Carlos is edging him out because he has more experience and he's taking his fate into his hands and not just letting Ferrari screw him over.
Yeah, I mean, it's also too. I mean, Carlos now has seen how Ferrari kind of I mean, obviously they treat their drivers really well with respect, but with that same
They do.
respect
Yeah.
comes just as equal amount of pressure. They saw the pressure they put on Kimmy. I mean, the difference between Kimmy and Seb leaving Ferrari, Kimmy didn't even put up a fight. He was like, "Nah, dude, I'm at the end of my career. I'm gonna go chill at Alfa Romeo, just race for the next 2 years, and hang out." Like that. That's one thing. Seb was not. That's a four-time champion like entering Ferrari and then leaving Ferrari with like, a couple race wins here and there, some pole positions, some countless podiums. He had a good run at Ferrari, but it just, they don't really do anything at the tail end of their career. Leclerc isn't at the tail end of his career, but he's at the tail end of his Ferrari contract. And like you said, if things keep going like this, which honestly I don't think they are, I think you're right. I think Leclerc is still very clearly the priority, and then Carlos follows suit. But who knows? What I mean, would it be insane if we saw Carlos back to back? Like, would it be insane to see?
Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Yeah,
Leclerc's locked in at Ferrari until 2026, so he's not leaving anytime soon. And
yeah,
we
no.
said this earlier. Even if he's a little salty and wants to explore his options, whenever that time comes, like the chances that he has a better place to go are very slim. It's Ferrari, so like he's definitely going to be stuck with them. He needs to just figure out how to make it work. I think the team, like you said, they're going to start to prioritize him more because they can see that they're upsetting their number one driver
Yeah.
and the fans as well. The fans are not happy with it.
The Tafasi is a little angry, mate.
I will say your race predictions are probably more likely to happen. I
I
just saw
like
that like
yours better though.
I like mine better because I saw Mercedes and they had the pace to win the race, but also you have to consider Max Verstappen and Leclerc, the two fastest drivers in the fastest cars, didn't have 100% of their car.
You're right.
So
You're right. And they still had stupid Max could have had more pace. It just, he had more car on him than he
he had no
thought.
he had no downforce, and Leclerc was missing part of his front wing. So it's like their car wasn't able to have that pace that you see them dropping everyone in the
And
dust. So
Max held
maybe
P7 with no downforce.
yeah, and maybe Mercedes isn't that close. We just think they're that close now because of that reason. But I'm still willing to stick with the prediction and say that Mercedes, their development's going the right way. Their drivers are like Lewis Hamilton's out of the slump he had at the start of the season. He had a lot of bad luck, and now
Oh
he's
no,
reverted
he's
back to it.
he's on hammer time.
He's on hammer. I've seen hammer time like 3 weekends in a row now, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm hype on him, and I just think it would be pretty funny to see him win at the Red Bull home race also.
Nah, hell yeah. I like that I like that prediction, and honestly, it's a perfect way to close out this show tonight because I think Hamilton dude, you know what? I'm gonna stick with mine, but I really like your prediction, and you need to own it on Twitter. And like that, like yeah, Hamilton's winning the Austrian Grand Prix. You heard it here first. Christopher Hickson said it. All credit goes to him. If he wins, this man is a king.
But it's not just that; it's the 1-2 because George Russell's right
That's
behind him.
true. Yeah, Mr. Sunday will be right behind him.
Mr. Sunday, and yeah,
Mr.
we're the
Sunday.
Lockup Podcast. This is episode 23. Oscar, you
Yeah.
can drop us your predictions. Let us know what you're thinking. Check us out on Twitter at TLUPF1. Uh, you can catch us on all the streaming platforms. Tyler, what is it again? Anchor FM, right?
Yeah, Anchor.fm. You got Stitcher, Deezer, Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, freaking SoundCloud. Like your mom's
YouTube.com.
basement. I don't know. Like literally anywhere you could find audio. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
Like it's
definitely
awesome.
your mom's basement.
But nah, man, it was a vibey episode, and honestly, we'll catch y'all later. Bye.